Hey you guys, Yulia here. So today I wanted to show you an update of the Courtyard garden and what it looks like almost 4 years after we started designing it. I usually show it to you either in the spring or fall, but I wanted to show it to you what it looks like in the summer. And here we are, almost 4 years after the design phase. This is the garden overview. If you haven't been watching this transformation, this is a courtyard garden. This is what I call it because this is a very small space. It's awkwardly shaped. You can't quite tell it now because of all of the plants, but I will try to post as many of the before pictures as possible. Privacy. They had barely any privacy from this home and absolutely no privacy from this house right here. And for this side of the garden, we decided to go with hornbeams. Over here, I planted a climbing hydrangea, which eventually will cover up this vinyl fence. Climbing hydrangeas take a very long time to mature and start growing, so this one has definitely been taking its time. And this area normally is almost complete shade because this is afternoon. Right now it's getting a little bit of the afternoon sun. There are some ladies' mantle here, some ghost ferns and Hakinakloa. I planted some Christmas ferns. They are wonderful native ferns. They're evergreen. So that really helps with the winter interest here. These hostas I divided from my own garden. And right over here, I really love this combination. There are some big root geraniums with green spice euchre. This is one of my favorite euchres. This is one of the closest to the straight native species euchres. It looks almost the same. It is such a beautiful specimen, very tough. Lasts for a very long time, blooms beautifully. I cannot say enough good things about it. Hostas from my garden, and I planted this breathless euphorbia here. And I think that combination with the little dainty flowers and the larger leaves look so good. There's a little goat's beard right here, some hydrangeas which are done blooming. And in the spring, I planted a lot of the nicotianas that I started from seed here in this garden. Unfortunately, again, it's afternoon, so things are kind of wilting in the afternoon sun, but earlier in the day, this looks just magical. There are so many different varieties of nicotiana. I kind of messed up the labels, so I cannot even tell you which ones are which, but the colors are so fun to look at. I also added some angelonias. There are some white, some raspberry, and purple. But if you have been following this transformation, again, I want you to take notice of these Hicksii yews. How great they have grown. Look at that. So one of the homeowners' pet peeves was this vinyl fence, which it obviously plays a role as fencing, but white vinyl fences, when they're exposed, they're really in your face. So I decided to plant these Hicksii yews. They're columnar, and they will require some shearing at some point, but they are very easy to prune. They take to pruning very well, and you can keep them quite narrow. So this was a perfect plant for this kind of a narrow, small space right here. And they definitely have grown a lot. There are some hydrangeas. Hydrangeas are done for the year, and we also had really tough heat wave, a number of heat waves. So everything looks a little bit fried, but that's why I wanted to show you this garden right now in August, because real life. This is the real life situation. This ageratum though just keeps on going. My goodness, cannot tell enough good things about ageratum. It's deer resistant, heat resistant, just keeps on going all summer. This is a bloomstruck hydrangea. This is one of my favorites. I've been telling you, I've planted like hundreds of them. And even right now in August, you could see the foliage, how healthy it is, and it is putting out new blooms. So those were earlier, and then it does like this second flush of blooms. The inkberries are doing amazing. Inkberries are kind of difficult to grow. They get very leggy and sparse, but these have been quite healthy. I've been adding hollytone to them. They do need a little bit of shearing right now. There are some swamp milkweeds in the corner for monarchs, and some more angelonias here with this gorgeous wine color like nicotiana with agastache or agastache in the background. I love this. This is a color I normally would not go for. This is a little too bright, but I love it. It's exactly what this garden needs. And by the way, look at that. Dogwood said it's fruit already. Look how pretty. I love it. You see that little bit of a fall color? That's stress from all the heat that we've been having. There's some more nicotianas right here. This is a different color. And again, I wish I remembered all the labels, but I don't. I messed them all up. This could be a bronze queen, maybe. That looks like a bronze queen. Beautiful little one. And the agastache just keeps on blooming, has been blooming for months now, with this beautiful little blue stem underneath. Wonderful color. And a beautiful hydrangea in the background. I really love this moment here because of the contrast. So a little bit of a design lesson here, spiky agastache blooms and round hydrangea blooms. That contrast goes really well together. Some more nicotiana here. And look at that color again. It picks up the aging hydrangea colors. And look at this one. I didn't even know I planted something like this. This is so pretty. Yeah, the one thing about nicotiana, it does need a little bit of staking because there's so many flowers and it can get heavy. This is also a very interesting color here. Lavender. Ooh, look at this one. I love it. Some more clematis I planted last year. It is not doing great, but I see a flower right there. Definitely needs a little bit of work. Right here, there's vinca that has been planted recently, so that one is yet to spread. And this is a little bit of a shade garden. It looked really pretty in the spring. I will try to find some footage. The tiarella running tapestry was blooming and it was perfect. Now, if you remember the project in this space where I was trying to screen all of the utilities that they have here, so I've done a great job with the air conditioner, with the radon pipe, with the gutter. Now they installed this new split unit. So this is something that has to be screened now. So I'm actually going to bump out this bed and have another evergreen something planted in front of it. And for this, it's funny, we already planted the clematis, we were just waiting on the trellis, and we actually decided to do a screen instead We're going to do a Veridex screen, which I have been using a lot lately. They're so helpful. Even without the plants, they can screen things like that. This is a solar equipment panel. You can access it if you need to, and they're very pretty. I will put a link to their website in the description down below. So this is definitely an area to work on. And that little corner also needs to be planted. So it's so funny because this garden, again, is not very large, but it has been planted heavily over the seasons, that's how gardens go. You know, you start with the privacy, and then the shrubs, and then the perennials, and then annuals for fun. But this is the garden for almost 4 years later. As you can see, the stone looks amazing. This stone will look timeless, and I'm so happy with its selection. I forgot to show you one more spot here. So this is the skinny bed right there. There's some angelonias. The light is kind of strange right now, but I was here a few days ago just checking on the irrigation, and I dug this bed a little bit. It was bone dry. I don't know why. There was something wrong with the sprinklers, and that's why the climbers have not performed well this year. So I watered everything by hand, and I can tell you, 2 days later, this rose, this is Eden rose, beautiful, beautiful rose, flushed out. Just a little bit of water, and this is the result. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I told the homeowner they need to troubleshoot the water situation here, and all of these climbers will spring back to life. But it was blooming earlier in the season. It was absolutely beautiful, this whole thing with the roses and the clematis. Anyway, let me turn around once again. I'm sorry, the light is really strange right now, but this is the garden. All right, you guys, so this is the Courtyard garden update, and I will continue working on it. The split unit needs to be covered, and actually this fall or maybe next spring, we are working in the front of the house and changing the whole thing. So look out for that. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.